The 30th of September, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, we're ready to go. And we got up to Amarava. Amarava. Five lines down from the top of Yud Amid base.
Got it.
Okay, Lou, would you like to be honored with the reading of the Gemora?
Thank you. My pleasure. Amarava, motive, Rabbi Yaakov, Bar Edi, Nezikin. Rabbi Yaakov Bar Edi challenged from the Mishnah in Nezikin. Ra'a es hametzia v'nafal lo aleha. He saw a lost article and fell on it. Uva achar v'hechazik ba. And another one came and seized it. Ze shehechazik ba zaka ba. The one who seized it acquired it. V'i amras arba amos shel adam konos lo bechol makom. If you will say 4 amos of a person acquire for him in any location, niknu le arba amos di die. Then let the first person's 4 amos acquire the lost object for him. Hacha the Mayaskinen. Here, with what are we dealing? Delo Amar Ikni. Where he did not say, I wish to acquire it. I takun Rabbanan, if the rabbis issued a decree, ki lo amar mai have, when he did not say what is lacking.
Ki lo amar mai have.
In other words, if the rabbis made a decree that 4 amos acquires, so what's the problem? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you don't need to say akne. Gemora's questioning the answer.
Right. Kevan did nafal aleha. Since he fell upon it, Gale de daise de vinfila nicha le denikni. Who has revealed an intention that he wanted to acquire it through falling on it. The arba amos lo nicha le the Nikni, but he does not want to acquire it by virtue of it being in his Dalit Amos.
Right.
So we're getting now into the psychology. We're psychoanalyzing this guy who fell on it.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any Rashi over here? This is basically a repeat of what we said before so far.
Yeah.
No, there's a whole difference here about him saying that, whether he, does it automatically land in the 4 amos he gets it, or he has to make an intent on that I want to acquire it. So there's some kind of a difference of this acne. If I want to acquire it or not. So let's see where Rashi's are, which Rashi's are what. I don't know. Let's see.
No, we don't have any Rashi yet. No new Rashi.
Okay. Rav Sheshet Amar, Rav Sheshet says, Ki takinu Rabbanan besimta. When did the rabbis institute this? In a recessed area. So that was what we had a Rashi before that described the different areas.
Right.
We explained what a recessed area was. So it's an area like on the side where there's not too much traffic. Delo dechake rabim, where the public does not crowd. Birishus harabim dechake rabim, but in a public thoroughfare where the public crowds, lo tikinu rabbanan. The rabbis did not make a decree about the Rishus Rabim, the Stam Rishus Rabim. Okay, so what? Ha b'chol makom.
So that'll answer the question now.
Why? So he was talking about that area. So what?
So we had a question on Reish Lakish. We see from our Mishnah that this guy that falled on it, he didn't acquire it, even though it was, according to Reish Lakish, the Dalit Amos should acquire for him. So that was the Gemora's question from our Mishnah on Reish Lakish. According to Reish Lakish, why is our Mishnah say that the one that comes in and afterwards and seizes it, he's going to make the acquisition? What about the one that was there first? It was in his Dalit Amos first, the first guy. So we had 2 answers on it so far. The first answer was that it depends on his psychology, as you say. His intention was not to avail himself of the kinyan of Arba Amos, but to only try to acquire it because of falling on it, and that doesn't work. So that'll explain why the Mishnah says that the second guy can acquire it. And now we have a second answer. The second answer is Reb Sheshes, that the Rabbanan, when they made this gezerah of Dalit Amos, this tekana of Dalit Amos, like we learned from Rav Hirsch, tekana is the idea that it's for tikkun olam, it's for the betterment of society, so that people shouldn't come to fight and contest with one another over hefker items in the public thoroughfare. they only made that they only made that takana in a place such as a simta, where shalodach de rabim, when you don't have so many people crowding into a public area. But in a case where it's a public area and in Dach rabim, there's a lot of people there. It's not just a off the way place. They made no takana. They made no takana in that case. So therefore, we can answer. Oh, our Mishnah is talking about in a Rishus Rabim. That's why the second person was able to get it.
I see. We're making that assumption.
Right. Yeah, we're making that assumption. That's right. We have to make that assumption in order to explain in order to answer the question, right?
All right. Ha b'kol makom kamar. But he states any location, he being Reish Lakish.
Reish Lakish, when he said this, he said, Daled Amos Kona B'Kol Makom. Ah. Okay.
So he's contradicting the statement that the takana was only in the simta.
Well, now, according to what Reish Lakish himself says about the takana, the Gemora's answer is going to be insufficient.
Right.
And then Reish Lakish is now back in hot water.
Right. Kol v'kol la'a tuye tzi day rishus harabim. The phrase kol makom, any place, includes the shoulders of the public thoroughfare.
Yeah. See what the Gemora is doing now?
No.
Gemora is saying, Gemora's got a problem. Because Reish Lakish himself, he's the author of this statement that the Rabbanan made a takana of Daled Amos Shel Adam Konos. And he said, Konos b'kol makom. Now, the simple, straightforward understanding of b'kol makom would mean anywhere, even in the Rishus Harabim, of course. And now what the Gemara is saying is that, oh no, that's not what b'kol makom means. B'kol makom doesn't mean anywhere. It just means not only in a simta, but also including sidei Rishus Harabim, the sidewalks of the Rishus Harabim. But of course, it's not coming to include the Rishus Harabim, the main part of the Rishus Harabim, the place, the Shadach Bo Rabim, that the Rabim are very tightly congested over there. That is not coming to include that.
Uh-huh.
So that's a bit of a, we wouldn't say that that's a straightforward understanding of Reish Lakish. But look, the Gemara's got to say that. Otherwise, Reish Lakish has been refuted by the Mishnah. Reish Lakish can't argue with our Mishnah. So this is what Reish Lakish will say to our Mishnah. This is the way he'll interpret our Mishnah. Our Mishnah is talking about Rishus Harabim, but when I said b'kol makom, I'm only meant to include other places other than a Rishus Harabim. Okay. And now the Gemora is not so happy. Well, let's see. Let's see what the Gemora says now. Phil, we want to give Phil a chance to read over here. Actually, the next Rashi is a long Rashi on this Gemora that we're going to read right now with the katana. So maybe we'll you can read the you Lou, you can continue with the reading of this statement, and then we're going to go to the Rashi, and Phil's going to read the next Rashi.
Okay, sounds good. V'amar Reish Lakish Mishum Abba Kohen Bar Dalah. Reish Lakish said in the name of Abba Kohen Bar Dalah, Kitana Ein La Chatzer. A minor girl does not have a courtyard. Ve'ein la arba amos, nor does she have arba amos.
Okay, let's take a look at the Rashi over here. Katana ein lo chotzer. This is the first narrow line in Rashi.
Katana, the young girl, doesn't have a chatzer. Im derach la bala. It's interesting how it calls it like her, so to speak, her husband. If through to her husband a get. Wait a second. How we got a katana who's married already that she's going to get a get? Okay, interesting. Because how would is a katana allowed to be married formally and not just wouldn't she be in a position of having a chance of what you call the refusal, the minui or whatever it is? Okay, but
the husband decided before she decided in this case.
Yeah, but I understand. We got this young girl who's married, okay? Well, whatever age it is. I mean, they did say Sarah, maybe it was 3 at some point. Okay, well, it's a young girl who's married, right? And he threw the get, Latoch, Chatzera, inside her courtyard. Lo Kansa, she's not, she doesn't acquire it. Lo Chatzero, not her courtyard. Lehikarei, to be divorced. V'chein, and similarly, im haita omedet, she's standing in a Tusarabi, the Zarkola get, and you threw the get to her, Arba, within 4 amos, within her 4 amos in a Rishus Rabim. So also that's a no situation. She doesn't get the Arba amos in the Rishus Rabim. But even though trying to read this, Dinedula? Nedola. Okay, what are we calling a Nedola?
As opposed to a katana.
Oh, Gadola, not Nedola. Gadola. Yes, and with a Gadola, Migaresh. Whatchamacallit, a Gadola, not a katana, would get a Gerish, would be divorced.
Right.
Like we learned, Hazorech get someone who, this is Ezekiel, Hazorech get someone throws a get Leishto to his wife, Betoch Beitar inside her house. So it's taught there. Haita Omedet Rishus Rabim. She's standing in Rishus Rabim. The Zarkolo Karovla, and he threw it close to her. Migareshet. She would be divorced. So the question is that it's really now, it's like qualifying that the Arba Amos works for a Gedola, but it doesn't work for a Katana.
Right. She doesn't have, right, Katana ein lo chotzer. She doesn't have kinyan chotzer. So the get won't be a get if her husband throws her a get into her chotzer. And also she doesn't have a kinyan in her Dalit Amos. Doesn't have a kinyan in her Dalit Amos. Okay, so this is not like I thought to say. This is we're now finished with the previous. More or less. Now we're on to a new din. Seemingly, we're on to the din of the katana. What's the story with the katana? What type of kinyonim does she have? So she doesn't have kinyan chotzer, and she doesn't have the kinyan of Dalit Amos either. And Rashi is pointing out that even though she a katana doesn't have, but a gedola does. A gedola has got both of those kinyonim. Okay. So that's the first statement that the Gemora puts down over here. Now we go to the next statement. Weiter in the Gemora here, Rabbi Yochanan Mishum Rabbi Yanai.
The Rabbi Yochanan Mishum Rabbi Yanai Amar. Rabbi Yochanan says in the name of Rabbi Yanai, Yesh la chatzer. She does too have a chatzer.
Yeah.
The Yesh la arba amos, and she also has arba amos.
Oh.
So he's completely contradicting Reish Lakish.
Yeah, we got a machlekes, Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish.
My miflagi. What are they arguing or disagreeing? Mar savar chatzer mishum yada is rabbi. One master holds that a courtyard is derived from her hand. Chatzer mishum yadai is rabbi. Is rabbi means derived from.
Yeah, it's right.
Okay.
So we know if you put it in her yad, she's konen. And we're saying that according to the one that says that it is konen, just like the yad is konen, so too the chotzer is a place of her control and authority. So she'll be konen over there too. It's like it's an extension of her yad. In other words.
Okay, yeah, that's what it's going to say now. Ki heichi deis la yad. Just as she has a hand. Chatzer nami isa la. She also has a courtyard. Umar Savar, and the other master thinks, Chatzer mishum shelichus is rabbi. The other master thinks the courtyard is derived from shlichus, from the principle of a shliach, a messenger, an agent, agent. Dechi hachi dishlichus le la, and therefore, just as she does not have agency, shlichus, she does not have the ability to be a messenger. Chatzer nami leisla. she also does not have a courtyard.
Right. Right. In other words, a katana could be both ways. She can't send somebody as a shliach, and she can't be a shliach, because the whole idea of a shliach is shlucho shel adam kamoso. The shliach, whatever he does, is imputed back to the one who sent him, and it's as though the one who sent him did it. So, if we say that there's no such a thing by a katana, there's no such a thing as shlichus, so then we'll say that according to this mandomar, shlichus is not by a katana. So what's the whole reason, according to this mandomar, that the kinyan chotzer avails a kinyan? Because it's acting as a shliach of the owner. And so if the owner is a katana, so but there's no shlichus by a katana, so therefore the courtyard can't act as a shliach of the katana and acquire the get for the katana. Okay. Let's see what Rashi's going to speak about all of this, so we don't need to say anything. Let's see what Rashi says. First Rashi, Mishum Yoda is Rabboy.
Wait a second. Mishum Yada is Rabbe, because her hand like includes it. Tiksiv the Natan biyadan, and he gives in her hand biyada, and her hand is reshuto, is her domain. Mashma meaning Tiksiv vikach et kol artso miyordo, that he took all his land from his so it says his land, artso, his eretz, from his hand. In the midbar, there's some kind of a pasuk. It's a pasuk in the midbar about that.
Yikach is called artso miyodo. Okay, so what is it that Rashi is getting at in bringing this pasuk over here? Rashi is, if you think about this, what this pasuk is saying, it can't be taken in a literal sense. It can't be that whoever it was, I don't remember who he was talking about over here, but it's saying that he took all of his land from his hand. All of that land was not literally contained physically in the hand of the person. So what does the word yado mean over here? It doesn't mean in a literal sense. It means in a conceptual sense, in under his control, under his authority, in his reshus. And so therefore, just like her hand, the pasuk about the get says v'nosan b'yado, and it's a good kinyan. What does it mean? It doesn't only mean that you put it in her physical hand. It means that you put it in a place where she has reshus, she has domain, she has authority in that place. Oh, so a chotzer is a place that she would have authority in. That's her domain. And so therefore, just like if you put it in her hand, you're putting in a place of where she has authority, and that's her domain. That's a good get. So too, you could put it in the chotzer. It'll be good. So that's what it means. That chotzer is derived from this, what it says in the pasuk, that you put it in her hand. So in other words, according to that mandomer is going to be Rabbi Yochanan, because he says that the katana, she does have the ability to acquire the get if it's thrown into her chotzer. Okay. And now we got the next Rashi. Hiheka de isla yad. Oh, he's gonna further expound upon it.
Right. Hiheki the isla it is like her hand. Yodab, when she knows lishmor et get to guard her get Mugareshet, she would be divorced. The low me'inen rahmana, because the Torah does not ma'inan.
Yeah, they don't.
Rather,
The Torah doesn't exclude.
Exclude Ella only a shota, only a shota. De mishlacha behi of having the shlichus. Behi.
No, that's this is the idea why giving a get to a shota is a problem. It doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Because you give her a get and you send her out of the house, and she doesn't get what's going on over here. So he choseres. She comes back. She comes back in the afternoon after you gave her a get in the morning.
She doesn't understand what's happening. Basically, the shota is somebody without das, no understanding, not necessarily having to do with age. There's no understanding. She doesn't understand it. He gave her the get. She doesn't know. She just keeps coming back.
So that's what it means. Rashi says, "Shiodas lishmor es gita." When a katana gets to the point that she's able to understand to be shomer on her get, so then if you give her a get in her hand, she'll be mugareshes. And this what it said in the pasuk: you give it into her hand, and it's a good get. That was not coming to exclude a katana, but it was coming to exclude a shota, because she's somebody that you send a get to, you send her out, and she comes back. So that's not somebody who knows how to be shomer her gets. Okay. So that is the first opinion that Chatzer is Mishum Yada is Rabbi. We derive the din of Chatzer from Yad, like it says in the pasuk. And the second opinion is Chatzer Mishum Shlichus is Rabbi. That's the next Rashi. Mishum Shlichus is Rabbi. And we don't have any time for that one, I don't think. So we'll come back to that one.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Take care. Be well.
All the best, Lou.
Have a great
Have a great day.